Welcome everyone. What we'll be doing today is basically, and we'll be operating within the Server 2019 as usual using our Oracle VM VirtualBox. What we want to do first actually is we'll head over directly to open network internet settings. From here, you want to go directly to change adapter options. Go over to Ethernet adapter, properties. And basically we want to make sure that the TCP IP version 6 is unticked and that our TCP IP version 4 has a static IP address, which it does at the moment. Right, so as usual, what we could actually do is just put in a default gateway. Alright, that will match our IP address. Okay. Select OK. Once that's configured, head over to our server manager. Right, and within your server manager, you would actually want to go to install DNS. Well, you could actually do it from here. Add roles and features. Click on next. Click on next. Head over to here. Enter your server from within the server pool. Click on next. And you could just select DNS server. Click on next and install. Right, so in the case of this particular machine I'm using, I would have already had my DNS server installed. Right, you are going to be prompted when you select DNS server install. Initially, your DHCP server might be installed as well, but when it is you selecting your DNS server, you're going to be prompted to include the management tools if applicable. You're going to just click select on that and click add features, run through your installation process, and it should be finished. And once that installation is completed, you want to go to tools and you want to head over to DNS. Alright, so once you're in the DNS, you want to click on server duplicate. In this case, you go to the forward lookup zones and you would see my domain here, john.com. Right click, new host. And in this case, I will actually assign a host name. So let's use John J. And for IP address, they actually want you to insert the IP address of the server that you're using right now. In this case, you could head over and you could double check. But in my case, I actually know the IP address. So click on add host. Right, once you've added the host, you would see the host record johnj.john.com was successfully created. Click on OK, click on done, and there you go, there's our host. What we want to do right now is actually test the DNS. So you could actually right click within here, click new host again, and this time let's set a host name of www.john.com and let's put in our IP address. And the step here would be to create an associated pointer PTR record. Click on add host. Right, so the reason for this particular warning will be because most likely our reverse lookup zones aren't installed. So let's do that. Here. Go back to reverse lookup zones. New zone. Right, simple setup. Next. We want to keep this at primary zone, as well as, since it's an active directory we're dealing with, store the zone in the active directory. That's an option as well. You can keep that. Click on next. To all DNS servers running on domain controllers in this domain. Click next. IP version 4. That's what we're dealing with right now. And we want to enter the network portion of our IP address. Click on next. Right, so we want to select allow only secure dynamic updates. This is the safest way to go, so click next and click finish. Right, so if you actually click into the reverse lookup zone, you'll see a default SOA and NS, and that will basically tell us who's in charge of this zone. Alright, so let's head over back to our domain and let's head over to jam.com, new host, and let's do that DNS test again. IP address. Remember, create associated pointer PTR record. Right, so once you've created your host with the pointer record, you should see the host record www.jam.com was successfully created. Click OK, click finished. This will be the first host that we created, John J, and this will be our second host, www, with the same IP address, 192.168.0.1 port. Right, so before we actually launch the NS lookup, right, what we want to do is we would want to head over to reverse lookups. In some instances it's not installed, so you install it. When you do install the reverse lookup zones, you're going to have the startup authority SOA and the name server NS package, right? In this case, what you have to do is create a new pointer PTR, and then from here you enter your IP address, right, and as well as the host name. You could browse for your host name. You go over to your server, in this case it's the forward lookup john.com, and we scroll directly to our host, right, that we want to select, and you install. Once that is installed, and in my case I have installed it already, you could go straight back to the server duplicate, right, NS lookup, and remember what we're going to do is essentially use this www as a test to see if our DNS is working. So we're going to go over to server duplicate, head over to launch NS lookup, and in this case we type in the address that we use. And there you go, the server www.jam.com has the address 192.168.0.1 and our DNS is currently functioning. Right, so with the final test, what we want to do, we have the two host names here. We will want to go over to our reverse lookup. In this case we use the 192.168.0.1, right, and we just want to head over straight to our command prompt, and there you go, so it's correctly configured and functioning. Thanks for watching.